What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Nana manga, this time with no volume but chapter 82. Just going to recap the last one real quick. Of course, we're now into the fan, I guess fan subbed section of Nana, where we've only got chapter 82, which we'll be covering today, and then two more chapters after this, which is very close to the not the end but the hiatus point. Which is a big shame. I do wonder if we'll ever get any more chapters and any more official chapters of that. But from what I remember last time, definitely remember us ending off on a mouth-to-mouth session with both the Nanas, with Nana obviously trying to help Osaki due to her breathing issue, her respiratory issue. I think it's like a panic attack. I'm not 100% sure what it is exactly, but it is when she kind of gets worked up and then she kind of loses her breath. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but again, I will call it a panic attack. I think that's what it is, but I can't be 100% sure. So it's pretty interesting seeing at the start here, didn't we, with Nana kind of shrugging off Komatsu. And it's a little bit harder to read just because where I'm reading it, but again, there's not really any other option I have, unfortunately. I think we did end up Nana Komatsu coming back to Osaki's by the end of the chapter, and that's when the mouth happened. We also had this pretty interesting conversation. I always kind of appreciate the conversations between Yuri and Mew, to be honest with you. I always think they're quite enlightening. But yeah, we'll just skip to the end a bit here. And I think the reaction last week was only about 45 minutes, so I think that does tell me that the chapters are a little bit shorter than usual, which isn't awfully surprising. Here's where we were, what I spoke about a minute ago. Let's get into the chapter we got today. Do let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And let's get right into it. Unable to distinguish love and hate, or sacrifice either one. Despite knowing we'd end up hurting each other, we willingly ensnared ourselves. Only when we lean on each other can I face up to reality. Such is a tragedy. That's the thing, as opposite as they are, I think there is like quite a thin line between love and hate, isn't there? Much as you might think it would be quite a bold line. We willingly ensnared ourselves. Oh, this is nice. It's a nice little cover. It's not exactly the same, but it kind of reminds me of that kind of like Amy Winehouse hair, just like the back is just like bulbous. Oh no. Messy kind of bulbous mess. It looks really good on some women. This isn't exactly that, but a 20% version of that perhaps. Yeah, this is a lovely artwork. We'll always like to see a little bit of Nobu and Nana. I is our creation, searching for our dreams. Hachi moves into the hotel that Nana and the others are living in. It was assumed that her presence would be the ultimate solution. It's never that easy though. And that might actually cause more issues for Osaki, who knows. "502. Mixing some eggs here. Again, it's a shame that this isn't subtitled. I love to read this stuff here. Oh. Here. Good morning, Mama. Is the food ready? Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, the 26th of March. Music. J hour? Is that J? Capital J? Sure. Again, like I said in the intro, this is a fan subtitle, so there's bound to be a few kind of discrepancies here and there. Better than nothing. Today, from the latest hits chart to golden oldies, it's already been half a month, eh? I wonder when she's intending to stay here until. Takumi's wife. Okay, so we've had a month time skip. Interesting. Guess that's why we just saw her just cracking open some eggs and baking something. So she's been living here a month away from Takumi. It's quite a time to spend away from your partner, isn't it? It's also quite a time for Takumi to be working things out. I wonder how many times he's cheated on her during that time. I'd hazard a guess at least twice. Takumi's wife. But like, I don't like the way she's addressed her like that. Takumi's wife. What's this? No matter where you look at it from, it's clearly a tulip. Why does a plant have a face? Doesn't it look cute? Do you know, I got really creeped out. I've mentioned to you guys about my whole kind of seeing faces and things. The other day, a couple of days ago, I opened my cupboard and there's like this mixture of like flour, I think it is, and it's got like a cookie on the packaging, but because the packaging had been opened and like folded, it was so crazy. I saw the kind of troll face, you know, the face with like the massive chin that's like grinning. I saw the cookie. The cookie looked exactly like it for us. I just went like I just looked and just like in my peripheral vision, and it looked exactly like it. And it just creeped me the fuck out. And then I looked, and it was obviously just a cookie. But it was insane how much in that split second it looked like that troll face. But fucking hell. That's the worst one I've had for a long time. It's scary. Is it? Oh, that's very scary. Oh. Nana laughed for the first time in a month, perhaps. Although Nana doesn't speak, she's been much calmer. Perhaps she'd rather spend some time being alone. You're making the pregnant woman strain herself. What's going to happen when she has to deliver? Surely she doesn't intend to bring up the child here. Why aren't you complaining? If you have any objections, how about making it clear now? That's just woman stuff right there, isn't it? A woman wants you to get pissed off. Situations like this, even if don't actually feel that way, because it's the right thing to do. Yuri is very I wouldn't say manipulating, but she definitely like does try. I wouldn't say this either. I was gonna say she tries to like influence Nobu's decisions and thoughts. She does, like, she thinks she knows what should be the outcome, if that makes sense. She thinks the correct thing would be for him to do this, whereas again it's a lot more complicated than that. And We see her get pissed off like this quite a bit. A fair few of Nobu's kind of thoughts and maybe lack of actions. Whereas for us as the audience, they're totally understandable. And yeah, it's just like she's way too caught up in what your normal person expected reactions would be, for example. I didn't work that very well, but hopefully you got what I said. I'd maybe feel a bit like this woman's got so many expectations of what I should be like. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that she's not just open to what I actually think and what I'm actually like. You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't got any complaints. Liar! With me nagging like this, you're most certainly fed up with me. Even so, you're just trying to put up with me, right? I also don't like the fact that we've got these fucking whatever this advertising stuff is here on every page twice. I never thought like this. I'm sorry for making you unhappy. I was just wondering a little about whether she is truly intending to stay here. Outrageous. Doesn't this show that even when I'm nagging at him, he's still thinking about her? I'd rather he'd be fed up with me. Don't take your anger out. Yes, that was her just leaving. I thought that's a pretty, like, yeah. I thought she was maybe still here for a second, but no, she just packed up and left with this asshole. Yeah, she also it's not exactly Stockholm syndrome, but she keeps like going back to this guy and like getting advice from him, where he like usually gives her like the worst advice possible and stuff. And this guy is very much just using her, I believe, and I mean, she like workplace, like she sees that a few times, and she still kind of like goes back to him, and she's the person he's the person she leans on when she's like in a situation like this, which is not good. She needs better. Yeah, she needs better friends. Don't take your anger out on others each time you get dumped. I'm already fed up. I wasn't dumped. Why are you so mad? Aren't I consoling you? In what way? It's natural for all of us to be buried in grief, but there's no reason to use this as an excuse for every single thing. So I wonder why this is blurred out. Good morning, Ren. Today, please watch over everyone again, so that we get through this day peacefully. I'll do my best too. Ah, good morning, Nobu. Where's Yasan? In Mew's room? It's the first time I've heard anyone say that. Yasan. Have we heard that from anyone before? I don't remember. Yasan. No, that's just calling me Yasu. Why the San? I heard from Musan that he went out. I see. But Shin-chan is keeping Nana company. It seems like this translation seems to be adding these honorifics like Chan and San. Whereas I don't think I had that at all in the previous volumes where I used to read. I might take a bit of getting used to. He even helps with the housework. He's such a good boy. Hold on for a while. Let me greet Ren first. We can take our time to catch up later. I do really like this. This isn't a common or usual thing where I am, or many places. I don't think this that a shrine to the dead. I mean, this might sound disrespectful, but the only thing I've seen close to this, honestly, is other than from like Japanese works. Of course, this is quite common. Is Friday the 13th, Part 2, with the I forget her name, but the Pamela Voorhees is, yeah, that whole situation. The shrine to the dead. But I do find this really nice and respectful, honestly. A good way of like keeping that person. I mean, they're always going to be with you if you're really close to them, but it's a way to like keep them at the forefront of your mind. And yeah, I just find it really respectful. I mean, you can say about a lot of Japanese stuff, but I like this. Sorry. In this room that is always wide open, what does Nobu speak to Ren about every day? The amount of things he has to say must exceed. Is that what that's meant to say? It says exist. Must exceed mine by over 10 times. This is terrible. Must exist mine by 10 over times. Oh god. So I think that's meant to say must exceed mine by over 10 times, or by 10 times over. Oh dear. Again, the gist of what's being said is there, so I think we can easily infer, can't we? Hopefully there doesn't come any confusion from stuff like that, though. There might have already, to be honest, so no way of telling. What I really don't like about some subtitlers and dubbers, I think dubbers especially are a criminal of this, where they change, like, they've obviously got to change what's being said so it fits the mouth movements, but especially with dubs and subtitles, is that they change things completely and like use language a character would never use. Like, I remember there being like slang, like English slang in anime I watched relatively recently. I can't remember what it was, but it just felt so out of place and weird. A Japanese character would be saying English slang and stuff. I think there was one like Peak Fiction or something like that. I was just like, oh, it just made me cringe a little bit. Nana must have even more. This whole page doesn't make much sense, writing wise, subtitle wise. Even though Nana smiles over trivial matters, it will be a long while before she can come here. She hasn't accepted her birthday present, so that's still there, isn't it? Even I am so upset that I cannot bring myself to say the flower name that Ren gave as a present for Doll's festival. I'm so upset that I cannot bring myself to say the flower name that Ren gave as a present for Doll's festival. What's Doll's festival? It's amazing that they advertise themselves so much considering how bad this translation is. God. I've always been really interested about this. I obviously don't think Misaki Osaki has gone mute, but I've always been really interested about mute people, like less so mute people, but people that have taken a vow of silence. I've I've never really seen too many videos, or I've never seen a person in real life take one. But there was one video I watched ages ago about a shop owner that took a vow of silence, and apparently he's been silent for I think like 30 years. He's got like a wife and kids and everything. Just like really interested in how his life functions, like how he is managed to own a store. Yeah, he won't say a word. I can't remember what the reason was for it, but I think it was a pretty good reason. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's like how the hell you manage to live quite a successful life, not being able to say a single word. Also, it's like, do you reckon he speaks to himself? He's got a voice in his head, so in some manner, maybe he's got a voice in his head. Some people don't. He probably has. That's why I'm like, oftentimes when I'm like quiet in like a social environment, it's because the voice in my head is maybe thinking a lot. So again, I've always been quite interested in that. She might have taken a bit of a vow of silence for a while here, perhaps. Really? If she can smile over things around her, I suppose she's feeling a little more cheerful. Yes, although she still doesn't say a word and spends most of her time in bed sleeping. She will get up and eat when meals are ready. That's like living with a stray cat you brought back. Especially that bit about not saying a word. You think that it finally got close to you, but when you touch it, it sticks out its claw to scratch you. That sort of feeling. Do you know what? That's pretty accurate. And unfortunately, it goes with what Ren saw just before he passed. But pretty accurate nevertheless. I'm going to buy a few things. Shall I get you anything? If it's buying things, leave it to me. You stay here and rest. It's okay. I'm going home to get some change of clothes anyway. The weather has become a lot warmer. I wouldn't need to wear thick wool clothing. Ben Nobu's thinking, damn. I mean, it's not his fault at all. But it's like, damn, missed out on this. These two could have been so good. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll just put myself in his, yeah. But that's what I'm thinking about. It's like, damn, this is what could have been. These two lovely people. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but maybe it still can. I wouldn't be mad if it still can. I kind of hope it does, but maybe that is quite naive. What did Takumi say? He said nothing. That's impossible. It's okay to just spend whatever time you can spare with Nana. Go back home if you have to. I am interested to see what's going on with Takumi right now. Again, a month is a long time. And we see in the future their whole live-on situation is apart as well, so... Am I a nuisance? Of course not. Great. No, it's not great. Don't worry about me. Takumi didn't contact me either. I'm sure he understands. He didn't contact you for half a month? It's usually like this. It's okay. Usually like this? Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But here he is. Next up is the last video clip for today. Ogawa Seishiru. Ogawa Seishiru's new single. It's quite a cute sound for a TV turn off. Quite accurate as well. I do find sometimes with the Japanese sound effects they are quite inaccurate, especially with animal noises. Yeah, is quite a accurate one, but other than that, there's not too many accurate ones. Like the ones for like frog and stuff really don't really don't sound like a frog. Why did you turn it off? I called it. I'm still sleepy. Of course, I called it. I mean, it's not. It wasn't really. It's not really impressive the fact that I called the fact this guy cheated on his wife again. We all know. I think we all suspect that to be the case. If you didn't, you should. Oh, is that Rayra? Oh, my bad. Maybe that's just yeah, me coming through there. My thoughts on Takumi. Although again, I come to appreciate his character quite a bit. He still is an absolute sleazebag. So he is with Rayra, and it says something about her being discharged. Oh, that sucks. Why did you turn it off? I'm still sleepy. I think you can understand why I thought he was cheating. You're sleeping too much. Get up and eat. I'm not hungry. If you don't eat, you can't be discharged. So she has not been eating and yeah, has got a food disorder here, perhaps. Again, I was always quite good with my food. I've always had really good metabolism. Always had quite good genes and stuff like that. Like I eat good. Like I eat my fruit and veg. I eat a lot of I have a lot of good juices, and I don't really take any like supplements or anything like that. I just naturally kind of like I do eat a lot of good stuff, but I also do eat a lot of crap. I eat a lot of chocolate and cookies and muffins and all sorts, donuts, whatever I get my hands on. So I do eat like crap as well, and I don't it always I guess kind of balanced itself out. I always had a really good like body fat percentage and such, but I do notice as I'm getting older, even though I'm doing the same if not more physical activity, it is actually starting to kind of pile up a bit now, and my metabolism is getting slightly worse. I think, as I think is to be expected when you grow older. I think that is just a normal thing, isn't it? So I've got to try and snack a bit less. I don't know how people can go on these what they called fasts. I mean, it like the normal, like even I think it's like intermittent fasting. I don't know how people can do that, let alone the actual kind of I think it's like an Islam kind of month of like fasting or something like that. Again, I don't not fully knowledgeable about it, but fuck knows how they do that. That's crazy to me. But I can barely fast for a few hours, so yeah. But yeah, it looks like she's got some kind of eating issue here. What illness do I have? Is it the same as Papa's? Haven't I already told you? It's just malnourishment. Be good and eat up and you'll be able to go home. The porridge is already cold. Do you know what? I'm quite a fan of porridge. And no one will be around even if I go home. Won't your mama be home? And like they keep saying mama. You not just say mum. He's always busy with like mama just seems like such a baby word for me. She's always busy with work and dates. Oh wait, I heard she'll be. Oh, sorry guys. She's always busy with work and dates. I heard she'll be able to rest for a while next month, but the look in her eyes tells me that I'm a burden to her. Go back to Tokyo then. Move elsewhere for a change of mood. It's even more lonesome. Where would you like to stay? I'll be around. I get it. Eh? Why? I wouldn't ask you to go back anymore. You might as well not go home. Satsuki will stay here and everyone will bring her up together. I don't think that's possible. By the way, who told you about this name? It's Ren. Ren phoned me previously, you know. He asked if it's a good idea to name the child Satsuki. Why does heaven make fools of us? Ren even said that when the child is born, I can teach her to play the guitar. He sounded really happy. That's fucking creepy. I won't die before seeing Satsuki's face. I cut him off while he was talking and hung up the phone. It never occurred to me that that would be my last conversation with Ren. Those true feelings are never revealed to anyone. Ren was willing to listen, but actually, that question should have come from me. No matter how much I wanted to give birth to the child, I should have asked Nobu during that time when it was still possible to opt for abortion if he really didn't want her to be born. Sorry guys. No matter how much I wanted to give birth to the child, I should have asked Nobu during that time when it was still possible to opt for abortion if he really didn't want her to be born. And yeah, that's the thing for women. It's like, much as it is their body and their child, I think a man has still got to say whether she still has the child or not. I'd say that his opinion probably isn't as important as hers, obviously, because she is the mother, she is the one going through this. I mean, the ultimate decision does come down to the woman, but I don't think you should just disregard everything that the father, or to-be father, or potential father, has to say. That is maybe quite selfish behaviour. I think it's especially egregious when a woman just gets rid of a baby without telling the man. Although, again, understandable as well. I don't know, there's so many circumstances in where it's actually very acceptable to do that, but there's also, yeah, it's very circumstantial. It's also a very political thing, so I won't speak too much more about it. Especially right now, I think there's a lot of politics going on about that kind of stuff right now. And you guys know I really couldn't care less of politics, so. But yeah, looking back, I'm not sure if she even like spoke too much with Nobu about the whole baby thing. She was just like dead set on keeping it, and that was pretty much it. Obviously, we had a lot of thoughts and such from Komatsu during that time, but I don't think we really, from what I remember, again, it was a long time ago. I don't think we really heard too much from kind of Nobu's perspective of things because it was presumed to be very unlikely that it was his. But looking back a few chapters ago now at the first baby that is Komatsu's, Still not sure if that's Takami's or not. It looked like Shin. I thought that was maybe Shin and Reira's kid. So maybe that actually says, because Shin doesn't look a million miles away from Nobu, but he doesn't. I don't think Shin and Takumi look alike at all. So maybe that first kid is. Maybe this first kid is Nobu's. Oh no. But we'll see on Jeremy Kyle. Why am I talking about this? You'd better go back. Nobu, my girlfriend is angry. Your presence is still be a nuisance. Don't ruin our peace. Again, translation not the best here. Your presence is still be a nuisance. This sounds a bit harsher than maybe what he would actually like say here. Again, it's a bit annoying. I almost would like to just like read what the Japanese version says here, and it might actually give me a better understanding. Is it alright to name the child Satsuki? Again, sorry guys. Again, it's a bit confusing. Hopefully they. How long has it been since this came out? I imagine a while, because updated 2 years ago, but that doesn't explain when it came out. Is there any chance of this getting like an official release? Almost like feels a bit imperfect, if you know what I'm saying. Like it doesn't feel like. Again, it's a bit harder to actually. Is that what's actually being said? Because it doesn't seem to flow nearly as well as every official chapter I've read. Dialogue wise, like the dialogues and character interactions have always been one of the, if not the best thing about Nana. And it just feels like that's a bit confused with this not awfully great translation. Like we go from that sentence there to it just feels a bit odd. Carrying a child whom Nobu does not wish for. I can't come here anymore. But it's okay. I can bring Nana back with me to room 707. Obviously, I think we can get the gist of what's going on. If there was no dialogue, I think just like if there was no text at all, I think you could very much understand what's going on in the scene anyway. Almost like the dialogue translation confuses it more. Oh, we're almost at the end. I really wish to teach her to play the guitar. Why did things turn out like this? Takumi, if you play the guitar, the nurse will scold you. There's nothing to do anyway. You sing too. They might even be happy when they hear it. If it's not Ren playing the guitar, I don't want to. Complaining already? Hello, everybody. Who's playing the guitar? Get out. Yeah, fuck off. Yasu. You seem to be in good spirits. I needn't have taken the first train here. I'm in good spirits after seeing Yasu's bald head. I see. So it's still worthwhile to come. Hey, Reira. I'm here too. Poor Naoki. Always underappreciated. Let's not forget the special we had from Naoki. I thought that was nice. It doesn't ever feel like he's going to be a major cog in the story, does it? Unfortunately for him. Like I said though, I did like that special we had for him. This failed love. I'll make a phone call to the office. I've told everyone about Reira's condition. No, it's about the other Maz. You should take a rest. Takumi? What? I'll be back. When will Ren come back to Japan? Excuse me. I feel like in some kind of major denial. She saw his deathbed. I'll ask Take-chan. Sit down. Again, is she in like major denial about this? I mean, Reira's always been an interesting character, but I'm not sure she's ever been like. I'm not. I don't know. I never judged her to be the character that would like delude herself over something like this. And she never actually know till you're in a situation where something like this could happen. To be fair. Where did that fellow go? Eh? He's recuperating in England. Right now, he must be enjoying his freedom in Hyde Park. Fucking Hyde Park. I remember walking through there one night at like 4 a.m. after like the shittest night out I've ever been on. It's so fucking expensive. Shit. I don't like London. I don't know if you can tell. Not a big fan of London. But yeah, what the hell? This is some crazy behaviour right here. I see. I'm hoping we're not kind of. It's a precarious situation. I was going to say, I hope we're not kind of feeding her this illusion of this actually being the case, because I don't think that's right. But I also think it probably would cause some kind of very bad psychological reaction if we were just to keep trying to hammer into her that he is dead. Again, it's a precarious situation because there's almost no right answer on what to do here. Very odd. Never would have expected this. Very odd. I get the same feeling too. Hey, Ren. Making judgments of right and wrong. Even the punishment placed on me is forgiving towards my sin. I shall not put the blame on sorrow. Here we actually do get the Japanese for 2 parts of it. I can't read kanji, so can't actually say what this is, but Yurushi. I can't see what that one is. Yurushi. I can't see what that one is. Kanashimi no sei ni chinayo. I don't know. I can read it, but I don't know what it means. It's forgiving towards my sin. I shall not put the blame on sorrow. Ashimi. Oh, okay. So, kanashimi no sei ni wa shinayo. sorrow. Okay. Sorry, guys. That does look like it is it. The things left in these hands, precious. Those must be treasured. That is a good way to look at things right now. Even though we have lost Ren, I think that obviously a whole bunch of negative comes with that death, but also the appreciation of just what you have and how easily it can be lost is gained, if you know what I'm saying. There's always things to gain and lose stuff. Even if it's something is overwhelmingly negative, like someone's death, again, there is always that positive of now you realise just how much these things kind of mean to you and how you should hold on to them dearly and such. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Interesting. Oh, what happened there? Interesting chapter today. Again, I think more than the last, this one definitely stood out as the translation not being the best. There's a few things I was a bit iffy on. Obviously, there were some outright kind of wrong subtitles, but it just like some of the ones, it was a bit ambiguous as to what was actually kind of being said there. I think we could get the gist of the scene, but it was slightly confusing. Obviously, that's not a negative of the actual material, but just the way we have to consume it, unfortunately, until there is like a proper kind of translation of this. But again, better than nothing. Yeah, very strange goings on with Rayra here, to be honest with you. Very strange. With her seemingly being in complete denial of Ren's death, like some kind of coping mechanism. I mean, I wouldn't say Nana Osaki's in denial at all, but I feel like it is almost kind of like similarly. I wouldn't say like glossing over it either. It's hard to explain, but Nana Osaki's obviously not glossing over it at all or anything, but she's just like, she's not confronting it, she's not dealing with it whatsoever. She's just like existing. She wakes up, she eats, goes to bed, she says nothing. We didn't hear a word from her today. She smiled once, and that seemed like a massive surprise to the characters. She just like I said, she is just existing. She's not really living her life. She's not confronting the death of Ren. She hasn't faced Ren since his death at all. And it kind of feels like Rayra's doing a similar thing, but in a very different way, perhaps. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Obviously, both pretty negative, I think. I do think Rayra is maybe a bit more long-term damaging, but I don't know. Interesting scene with Nobu and Nana as well. Like I said, though, I feel like this was the most hard to perceive part of today's reaction, just because the subtitles just were quite iffy, especially during these kind of ending scenes with them. Like, it didn't feel like this flowed very well, and that is something I've never said about anything from Ayazawa, so I know that's not the kind of materials issue, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys' interpretations of a lot of this was. Again, a lot of it is left up to our interpretation. Yeah, do let me know what you guys thought in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these weekly reactions. As I mentioned during the intro, I've only got a couple of weeks left. So yeah, massive shame. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week with episode with chapter 83. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys.